explain when did it happen in the beginning?
It happened between the government
Yes.
and the people. It caused even more problems and more people were dead, sadly, and of course other people had to leave the country. Baby who was found dead on the beach of Turkey.
Oh, okay. I saw
Yeah,
it
so-
BBC News.
Yes, it was very sad.
The reason is the government are bad. Is it related to the religion? Hello, my name is TAKA. Nice to meet you. Can I ask your name?
Hello, my name is Aus. Nice to meet you too.
Teacher Aus, nice to meet you. Where are you from?
I'm from Syria.
Oh, okay, from Syria. I would like to talk about SDGs.
Okay.
There's 1 to 17th issue. So, is it possible to talk number 16, peace, justice, and strong institution?
Okay.
I heard that you're from Syria.
Yes.
And then I know that there's a difficult situation for a quite long time.
Yes, sadly.
So, could you explain when did it happen in the beginning?
Okay, so it happened in 2011.
Okay.
Yes, and it happened between the government
Yes.
and the people. This was a problem. After a while, some turned to a civil war. Sadly,
Oh, okay, yes.
yes, guns were used, so people start fighting with each other.
Yes.
Then years later, we have terrorist groups like
Okay,
ISIS. They
yes.
came in. It caused even more problems, and more people were dead. Sadly, and of course, other people had to leave the country to
Okay.
escape from the war, and lots of people were left homeless. Right now things are getting better right now, but
really?
still it's in the war.
So, in the beginning, it started from 2011.
Yes, it began in 2011 during the Arab Spring.
Before 2011, it was a safe country.
Yes, definitely. It was
Oh,
safe
okay.
country. It actually had it used to have lots of tourists. I think
Yes.
it had maybe I'm not sure about the numbers, but I think it's around 10 million per year.
Yes, I've been to Syria before 2011.
Okay.
And then I was going up from Jordan to Syria, and then I went through to Turkey. But in that time, it was very safe, and then people were very kind. Sometimes they invite to the house where they're living, give me some dinner, and we ate together. So I had a very good experience in Syria.
I'm glad to hear that. Tourists come to Syria.
Yes.
They treat them very well.
Yes, even if they don't speak good English, I think you speak Arabic.
Yes.
Yes, but they try to speak English and then try to have a conversation. I was alone and then I had no friends at that time, so I was very happy to have that experience. After 2011, the government and the citizen had kind of problem.
Yes, it had problem and then became a civil war, sadly.
I know the government, they are there, and then the people trying to fighting with the government. But there's still a normal people living. They don't want to fight, they just want to live
Yes.
normally. But that kind of people have to leave the country and then be a refugee to go to Turkey or Jordan.
Yes, that's very true. Usually the normal people, they are the most suffered. The normal civilian, their house were destroyed.
Yes.
And they're not in a safe place. So they
Yes.
have to just escape for their own life.
Okay. But not all the people can leave the country.
Not everyone, yes, not everyone.
So the people who have no choice, they have to stay at the city, or maybe it's danger to stay at the city, so they leave the city and then they go to the refugee camps.
Yes, either go to a refugee camp or try to escape by the sea to go to a more developed country like European countries.
Do you think it's easy to go out the country, or it's not easy to go out the country?
It's definitely not easy, especially I think now it's very difficult. Even if it was easy, as you might know,
Yes.
I think there was a baby who was found dead on the beach of Turkey.
Oh, okay. I saw
Yeah,
it
so-
BBC News.
Yes, it was very sad. So other people, they have to risk their life in order to find a peaceful place.
Yes, I saw a documentary. The Syrian refugees tried to use the boat and then they tried to go to Turkey.
Yes.
But sometimes the boat is not safe, so the boat sink and then lots of people die with that.
Yes, sadly, yes. A lot of people have to suffer from that.
Oh, okay. The reason is the government are bad, or just the government and the other people have a different thinking and then they just have a fighting each other?
I think that it's just that people,
Yes.
the head people, they can't agree on one thing, I think.
Oh,
So they have
okay.
different thinking, I think. Normal Syrian people hope that they can all gather together and agree on
Yes.
peaceful plan.
Oh, okay, understand. Is it related to the religion?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not very sure.
Just saw like a news, and then government is like a Shia, and then the citizens are Sunni for the Islam, and then they have a little bit different thinking. So maybe that's why they still have some fighting, or like they don't agree each other.
Well, I think even before the war happened, there were no problems between Sunni and Shia in Syria.
Yes.
Actually, Syrian people are known to be peaceful people. I had a lot of friends who were
Yes.
Christians, other friends who were Shia.
Okay.
Like, it's no problem at all.
Oh, okay. So the reason is not the religion.
Yeah, I don't think it's religion.
okay.
Yes, I think
Because you said like before 2011, even if the Sunni and the Shia have a good relationship, and then
Yeah.
they were friends with each other.
yes, they're not problems. Like not all
okay.
problems. Like
Understand.
the normal one, they're not problem at all.
It start from 2011, and then the war get a little bit bad for this like 10 years, but now it's like 2021, and then the situation is getting better than a few years ago.
So the casualties or the number of deaths
Yes.
from war
Yes.
is less than before.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that Syria is like getting better actually,
Okay.
because there is still the effect
Yes.
of I mean, it's still war,
Yes.
but there's still effect of economic effect, education,
Yes.
the health effect. They all affect the country, like the power of the currency, because
Yes.
after war it's reduced. So the effect is still there, sadly.
Okay. So it's not mean if the war finish as soon as possible the country will be good. It's not like that. It takes time.
Yeah, definitely takes time to recover.
But the war is still not finished yet.
The war is still war there, yes. Still
Okay.
war, sadly.
So first the war have to be finished, and then after that the economy has to be grow, and then it becomes a safe country. So it takes more time.
Yes.
Okay, I understand. Start from 2011, so it's like 10 years. So
Yes.
the kids were like 10 years old, now they are like 20 years old. So
Yes.
that means if they couldn't get the education from like 10 years old to 20 years old, that's gonna be very difficult to have a good job, or like work in some like professions, or have a good future.
True. So I think quality of education is definitely an important point.
But at the refugee camps, I think they still have some school, but maybe not all the kids are comfortable to go to the school. Maybe they lost their parents, or they have a big damage for the heart of the war, and then they're not comfortable to go to the school. So not all the kids happy to have education.
Yes, yeah. Basically, not all Syrian kids
Yes.
have this privilege
Okay.
of going to school and having good education because of the
Okay.
war. Even if they do have this,
Yes.
in a refugee camp, they still have to struggle because they have lost some of their family members.
Yes.
So it's still a bit, it's very sad for them. It's gonna be very hard for them. And I
Okay.
can already feel for them because I lost some of my family members in the war as well.
Really? I already have a good experience in Syria, so I wanted to be good future for the Syria.
Hopefully, yes, definitely. After hard times, it'll always be good times after.
Yeah, after this, I hope the Syria have a good peace country.
True.
Thank you very much for teaching me a
Thank
lot.
you. Thank you.
Bye bye. 動画を見ていただいてありがとうございます。ここではシリア内戦の歴史について簡単に説明したいと思います。まずはシリア内戦のきっかけとなったアラブの春から説明します。2010年にチュニジアで国民の大規模デモや市民の暴動から20年以上続いていた独裁政権に終止符が打たれ民主化へ移行しました。続いて2011年にエジプトでも大規模な反政府デモが発生し、30年の独裁政権から民主化へ移行し、新しい大統領が選出されました。さらにリビアでも激しい衝突を起こし、結果多くの犠牲者を出しながらも42年間続いた独裁政権が崩壊し、新たな首相が選ばれ民主化に成功しました。他にもイエメンやヨルダンなどの中東の国で反政府デモが広がり、この各国の独裁政権からの解放をアラブの春と言います。 シリアもアサド大統領の父親から続く40年以上のアサド政権の独裁政治に国民の不満が溜まっていたので、他の国と同じようにデモを行いました。しかしこれが今後10年続く内戦への始まりとは誰も思わなかったのです。最初は民主化へのデモ行動だったのが、政府がデモを鎮めるために武器を使い始め、それに対して市民も武器を使って対抗したことで争いが大きくなりました。反政府軍は政権から虐げられていた国民多数のスンニ派が中心となり、シーア派を主とするアサド政権軍とシリア全土で内戦へと発展しました。2012年、ロシアとイランが政府軍に武器の援助をし始め、それに対して反政府軍をアメリカやトルコが支援し始めます。いつしかシリア政府対市民の争いはロシアやアメリカの大国も巻き込み始めます。2012年、イラクを拠点としていたスンニ派のイスラム過激派組織のイスラム国も内戦に介入し、支配地を広げようと参戦してきました。2013年にシリア政府軍、反政府軍、イスラム国の三つどもえの戦いになりましたが、イスラム国はアメリカ軍などにより空爆を受け撤退を余儀なくされて、また戦いは再びロシアやイランから援助を受けるアサド政権政府軍とアメリカ、トルコが支援する反政府軍との戦いになりました。シリア内戦はアサド政権政府軍と反政府軍の戦いだけではなく、他にもクルド人勢力やトルコ支援勢力、アメリカとロシアの代理戦争と宗教的・政治的な思惑が絡み合ったとても複雑な状況になっています。2018年にトランプ大統領はアメリカ軍をシリアから撤退しますが、2011年から10年が経過し、シリア内戦は混乱を極めており、終わりの見えない内戦状態が続いていると言わざるを得ません。果たして今後のシリアに平和は戻ることがあるのでしょうか。皆さんはどう思いますか？今回はシリア内戦を簡単に説明させていただきましたが、詳しく知りたい方は概要欄のシリア内戦の関連動画を見てください。最後まで動画を見ていただいてありがとうございます。この動画がいいなと思ったら高評価をお願いします。チャンネル登録もしてくれると嬉しいです。ご意見やご感想はコメント欄に書いてください。それではまた次回の動画でお会いしましょう。バイバーイ。